G'day and welcome to this week's video. My name's Robert Goudie from Consortium Private Wealth, and this week we're going to have a chat about what to do with superannuation benefits when people become gravely ill. And just recently we've had a few clients that had bad prognosis. They had a health event which was very serious, and when people have their superannuation benefits and they don't have a financial dependent, say a spouse, for that money to go to, if there is any taxable components within the superannuation fund, and when that money goes to non-financial dependents, so adult children, there can be up to 17% on the taxable component, and if there's insurance within the fund, it can be up to 32%, including Medicare. So how do you know what financial outcome your dependents might have from superannuation? What is the taxable component? Well, you need to have a look at your superannuation statements, and quite often you'll see of the investment value there'll be a tax-free component, and that'll be non-concessional contributions that have been put in over time where you have not claimed a tax advantage. So it forms part of the concessional contributions, which are your personal contributions you put in and claim a tax deduction on, such as salary sacrifice or personal deductible contributions, or now called concessional contributions, and your employer contributions will form part of that taxable component. So if that money is to go to non-financial dependents, so anyone that's adult children, will have potentially a tax applied to that. Now, what we do in that scenario to make sure that it's not taxed at these very high levels, that we very quickly get the money out of superannuation. And by doing that, it means that the taxable component is gone and that potential tax liability is there. Now, to get it out of superannuation, you need to make sure that you've met preservation age and not working. So for that is 60 between 60 and 65 and not working, you'll have full access. And if someone's gravely ill, generally above that age group, that'll be more than likely a retirement proceeds. So what we're doing for clients that are over age 65, that money can come out whether people are working or not, and we need to make sure that it comes out very quickly before someone passes away, because that's when the potential taxes will be applied as it comes out of the superannuation environment directly to non-dependents or via the will. So there's a few other things to make sure that if someone has obviously a significant health event, is to make sure that your estate planning is up to date. We've done some video a few weeks ago on advanced care directives. Now, obviously, that really provides some direction to your children, your spouse, on how you'd like to be treated if you're gravely ill or not going too well and you can't speak for yourself. And I mentioned in that video that there's the My Values website, which is a not-for-profit organisation. It doesn't cost anything to create an account and go through a very clever questionnaire, and it really highlights what your preferences are. But I also recommend that people consider, particularly if they've got their spouse is still alive, have a binding death nomination that will nominate your spouse for your superannuation. So superannuation benefits are not directed via your will. The binding death nomination will make sure that money gets to where you would like it to go, which can include your will via your estate. So making sure you have a will, and if you have substantial assets, considering a testamentary trust within the will provides your beneficiary options to set up a individual trust on your death, and that can provide tax benefits, and it also can protect the wealth from litigation or bankruptcy. So well worth doing. Please speak to your solicitor on that point. And then of course there's the power of attorneys, both medical and financial. So making sure you have all that in place for the unforeseen. Obviously, hopefully we all live long, happy lives and healthy lives, into our 90s plus, but who knows what's ahead of us. So it's important to have these things organised. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next week. Bye.